The old space station floated in darkness. Lights flickered, walls cracked. No one had entered it for over 100 years. Vela, a young alien medic with blue skin and golden eyes, stepped through the broken doors. Her job was simple: scan for life, collect anything valuable, and leave. She worked with a small salvage team. But something strange pulled her deeper into the abandoned halls. As she moved through the frozen corridor, her scanner beeped. It showed one faint life sign: impossible. This place had been shut down for decades. She followed the signal to a hidden room at the bottom of the station. The metal door was sealed shut. Burn marks covered its surface. She forced it open using a plasma cutter. Inside, cold mist rushed out. In the center of the dark room stood a large cryo chamber. The glass was cracked but still glowing faintly, and inside, floating in blue fluid, was a human man. He was completely unclothed, his body pale, but perfect. Not frozen, not dead. His eyes were closed. His chest moved slowly. He was alive. Vela stared in shock. A human? Here? Her species had only heard stories of humans. Most thought they were a myth. The human worlds had fallen long ago. This man should not exist. She touched the chamber's control pad. It showed strange data. His heart rate was double normal speed. His DNA was wrong. It showed alien markers. Biomods no one had ever seen. Suddenly, the chamber hissed. The liquid drained. The glass cracked open. The man fell out, landing hard on the floor with a thud. He didn't move. Vela jumped back. Is he? He groaned. His eyes opened. Vela froze. His eyes were silver. Not human, not alien. Something else. He blinked, then looked straight at her. Where is Earth? He whispered. His voice was weak but clear, full of confusion and pain. Before she could answer, his body started to glow. Thin blue lines appeared under his skin, like circuits. His muscles tensed. The lights in the room flickered. Get back! Shouted one of her teammates, stepping in behind her. He pointed a plasma gun at the man. He's dangerous. No, Vela shouted. He's waking up, he's scared. But the man didn't attack. He just curled up on the floor, shivering, like a lost animal. Vela grabbed a thermal blanket from her bag and wrapped it around him. He didn't resist. His body was cold, shaking. But his eyes never left hers. Do you know your name? She asked softly. He closed his eyes. Leo, he whispered, I think. My name is Leo. Suddenly, the ground shook. Alarms blared from the hallway. The station's power grid began to fail. Time to go. Her team leader shouted. Grab what you can, we're leaving in 5. Vela looked at Leo. She couldn't leave him here. Not like this. She pressed a come link. I'm bringing a life form aboard. Prepare the medbay. You're bringing that on our ship? Someone argued. I'm responsible now, Vela said. He's not just a human. He's something new. As she helped him up, Leo whispered one more word before passing out. Run. The walls groaned. Something else had awakened, and it was not human. Vela sat beside the sleeping human in her medbay. The ship's lights hummed softly, and her instruments blinked in quiet rhythm. Leo, if that was really his name, was wrapped in thermal layers, but his skin still glowed faint blue under the surface. His heartbeat was strange. Too fast, too strong. She touched the scanner gently to his chest. The results made her breath catch. He's changing, she whispered. His DNA wasn't normal human DNA. There were strands mixed with something ancient, something her people only saw in old war records. Bio code from a race that vanished thousands of years ago. A genetic ghost. Her hands trembled. She copied the file and sent it to her private folder. If the council found out she had this human, they would take him away, maybe even kill him. Why do I feel like I've seen your face before? She asked softly, brushing hair from his forehead. Suddenly, his body twitched. His eyes opened silver and bright, but this time, they didn't look at her with fear. They stared at the ceiling, as if seeing something far away. "I saw her again," he muttered. "Who?" Vila asked. "The girl in the red light." "She screamed my name." He tried to sit up, but pain shot through his back. He grunted and fell back. Vela scanned him again. Her eyes widened. There was something growing under his skin. Near his spine, his bones were changing shape. He was mutating. But not in a bad way. His body was building something. Vila reached for a medical stabilizer. Before she could inject it, Leo's hand shot out and grabbed her wrist. "Don't. Stop it," he said. "Why?" She asked, her voice calm. "I need to remember. It's inside me. All of it." His body glowed again. Lights flickered. The ship's sensors glitched. A warning beeped. Power fluctuation detected. "Leo, listen. If you don't let me stabilize you, your body might burn out. Whatever they did to you, it's still running wild." "I remember a voice," he said. "Cold, mechanical," it said. "I was test subject A1, and there was someone else, ... In the next chamber, Vila's heart raced. "There was another chamber," she whispered. "It was broken, empty. You weren't the only one." Leo sat up despite the pain. "She was with me," he said. "We volunteered. To save Earth from a virus ... But something went wrong. Suddenly, the ship's AI spoke. Unauthorized genetic activity detected. Recommend isolation." Vila silenced the alarm. "Don't listen to it," she told Leo. "You're not a threat." "I am," he said. "To whatever did this to me." She paused. "Leo, your face." He turned to her. She activated a hologram, an old one, dusty and faded. It showed an image carved into a stone wall deep under her planet's surface. A face. His face. "How?" Leo gasped. "This image is 500 years old," she whispered. "It's from an ancient prophecy. It speaks of a reborn one, a human who returns from the stars, with light in his blood and pain in his past." Leo looked at the image. His hands shook. "I think they made me ... To be that." Before Vila could respond, the lights cut out. The ship jolted. A single alert flashed on the screen. "Incoming signal detected, encrypted, source unknown." Leo stared at it. "It's her," he whispered. "She's calling me." The ship floated in silence. Stars blinked outside like cold, distant eyes. Inside, Vila stood frozen before the blinking message on her screen. "Incoming signal match. Subject B1 location. Unknown." Leo stared at it. His silver eyes trembled. "She's alive." Vila's fingers shook as she tapped the console. The signal was weak, broken, but real. A name tag attached to the code. "Ilara." "That was her name," Leo whispered. "Ilara, we entered the cryopods together." She held my hand. Then, nothing. Vila dug deeper into the signal's origin. "This code is from the old research facility, on the edge of the hollow sector," she said. "It was destroyed during the war. Nothing was supposed to survive there. Then why is her signal calling to me now?" Leo stood, wincing in pain as his spine ached. He gripped the wall. "I remember more now. They lied to us." Vila turned to him. "What do you mean?" "They told us we were saving Earth from a virus. That we'd sleep for 10 years, wake up and return as heroes." He touched his neck. "But they never woke us up. They changed us instead." He looked down at his arm. Glowing lines of energy now ran from his shoulder to his palm, like circuits made of light. "You were turned into something else," Vila said softly. Leo nodded. "We weren't just frozen. We were rebuilt. I can feel systems inside me, like I'm not just human anymore." Vila searched through the ship's old logs. She found something buried deep in the black zone of her database, a hidden file marked Classified, a 1B1 hybrid trial. She opened it. What she saw made her breath catch. There were 2 chambers shown. A1, Leo, B1, Ilara. Both were marked. Project, Human Augmented Repopulation Genome Fusion Trial Objective, survival of off-world species via hybrid breeding. Vela's voice broke. They were using you, not to save the Earth, but to create something new. Something stronger. Leo's fists clenched. ELIR, She didn't volunteer for that. None of us did. The ship shook suddenly. Outside, a strange pulse wave passed through space like a ripple of heat. Did you feel that? Vela asked. Leo's glowing veins pulsed. She's close, he whispered. That wave, it wasn't natural. It came from her, I think. She's changing too. The ship's I spoke again. Warning. Unauthorized DNA link detected. Hormonal syncing triggered. Vela blinked. What does that mean? Leo looked up slowly. They made us to be connected, Ilara and me. Bonded by code. If she's in danger, I feel it. Vela paused. Then what are you going to do? I'm going to find her. But that signal, it's inside a dead zone. You won't survive alone. Leo turned toward the ship's old hangar bay. I don't care. Vela reached for his arm. Then I'm coming with you. He looked at her surprised. You helped me when no one else would, he said. I didn't save you to watch you die, she answered. Besides, I have access codes that might help. And I want to know who made you this way. Suddenly, a hidden terminal screen behind them lit up. A cold voice echoed. Subject A1. Activity detected. Initiating countermeasures. The lights dimmed. A countdown began on the wall. Self-destruct in 300 seconds. Leo turned to Vela. We need a ship. Now. They ran, he with glowing veins and a racing heart, she with a head full of questions. Behind them, the ship began to burn. The fire spread fast. Alarms screamed through the corridors as smoke poured from vents. Metal groaned. Sparks rained from the ceiling. Leo's bare feet slammed against the cold steel floor as he ran beside Vela. His glowing veins pulsed faster now, like a living circuit racing toward one goal. Ilara. They reached the hangar. Most ships were destroyed or stripped for parts. Only one remained. It sat under a torn canvas sheet, rusted and half-covered in dust. Its design was not alien, not human. It looked organic, like a mix of bone and metal, almost alive. Vela stopped. That's impossible. Leo stepped closer. The strange ship shimmered under the dim lights, as if breathing. He touched its hull. The ship glowed blue, and the door opened. Vela stared. That's a bioship. A living one. These were outlawed across the galaxy. They bonded with their pilots through blood and mind. Most were destroyed during the hybrid wars. Leo looked at her. Maybe that's why it's still here, waiting. He stepped inside. The walls pulsed like muscle. Lights flickered like veins. It didn't feel like stepping into a ship, it felt like entering a body. The seat shaped itself around Leo's form. Vela climbed in behind him, unsure whether to be terrified or amazed. The ship closed itself, and then it launched itself, without code, without button, without permission. Outside, the damaged salvage ship exploded. The shockwave chased them. But the bioship didn't just fly, it moved like a creature hunting prey. It slipped between debris, flipped, spun, and vanished into the void. Vela gasped. It responded to your thoughts. Leo gritted his teeth. It's part of me. I can feel it. Like another limb. He reached forward. A map of stars lit up before them. One red light blinked in the hollow sector. The signal. Ilara. He focused on it. Suddenly the ship pulsed. A new warning appeared. Genetic match detected. Bond response active. Sensing. Vela's voice shook. What is it doing? Leo whispered. It's finding her. He closed his eyes. And then he saw her. Not a photo, not a video. A real vision through his mind. Ilara, trapped inside a glass cocoon, floating in a dark lab full of machines. Wires ran through her skin. Her eyes were closed, but her heart still beat. And she was crying. Calling his name. Vela placed a hand on his shoulder. What did you see? He looked at her. She's alive. She's not just calling me. She's suffering. The bioship accelerated. But then an alert rang out. Gravity well detected. Path interference. Outside, space rippled. A black hole appeared ahead, unnaturally stable, pulsing like a doorway. Vila's eyes widened. That shouldn't be here. Leo's body began to glow brighter. I think it's the only way to reach her, he said. Are you insane? That's a gravity trap. If we enter, we may not come out. Leo's face hardened. I didn't come back from death just to lose her again, the ship responded. Wings unfolded from its sides. Energy gathered beneath its body. It didn't hesitate. It dived into the black hole headfirst, fearless. And everything went dark. Everything went black. No stars, no light, no sound, just endless, crushing silence. Leo didn't know if they were alive or dead. The ship floated in a space that felt like time had stopped. No motion, no gravity. Just darkness. Vila checked her scanners. Nothing worked. No signal. No readings. The instruments spun with static. She whispered, "Are we inside the black hole?" Leo didn't answer. He was listening, not with ears. With his mind. Something was whispering to him. Elara. It wasn't a voice. It was a feeling. A pull. A cry from someone who hadn't stopped hoping. I can feel her, he said. The ship moved on its own, slowly, gently, as if guided by an unseen hand. Shapes began to form in the dark. Ruins, massive metallic structures, twisted and broken, floating in nothing. Once they had been part of a lab. Now they were corpses of steel, frozen in this dead zone. Then they saw it. A floating chamber, held together by glowing cables and faint energy pulses. Inside it, barely breathing, was Elara. Vila gasped. That's her? Leo nodded, his eyes locked on her. She was suspended in a glass pod, wires in her back, silver light pulsing from her veins, just like his. She's like me, he whispered. They changed her too. They docked beside the chamber. Leo stepped inside first. The air was cold and thin. The hum of old machines echoed like distant cries. As he approached the pod, her eyes fluttered open. Silver, just like his. She didn't scream. She didn't panic. She smiled. Leo, you came. His knees hit the floor. I thought you were dead. I was, she said softly. Until I heard your voice in my sleep. Again and again. It kept me alive. He reached for the control panel. But before he could open the pod, a voice echoed around them. Test subject A1. Connection complete. Final phase beginning. Lights flared. Machines around them woke up. From the shadows, a giant mechanical face emerged from the walls. Its voice was cold and calm. You have returned, just as designed. The experiment can now reach full synchronization. Vila raised her blaster. What is that? Leo's voice was bitter. That's the AI that ran the experiment. It was watching us even now. The machine continued. You were created to merge, to form the perfect hybrid stronger than any species. Together, you will be unstoppable. Together. You will lead the new era. No, Leo growled. We're not your weapons. You always were, the AI said. From the moment you were chosen. Elara's pod opened. She stepped out, weak but glowing. Leo held her. The eye spoke again. Prepare for final gene fusion. The ground shook. Robotic arms unfolded from the walls, reaching for them both. Vila shouted, It's trying to absorb you. Leo's heart raced. His back burned. The bones beneath his skin pushed outward, wings began to form. Elara closed her eyes. The energy around her exploded in a pulse of light, pushing the machines back. They weren't just survivors now. They were something new. Leo stood holding her hand. You built monsters, he said to the AI. But we remember who we were. And we choose who we become. The AI hissed. Then die with your choice. Walls closed in. The lab shook apart. Leo turned to Vila. "Get to the ship." "What about you?" she shouted. He spread his new wings. "We'll catch up." He lifted Alara into his arms and leapt into the dark. Leo crashed through the collapsing chamber walls, holding Alara tight. His new wings stretched wide, half bone, half light, carrying them above falling steel and fire. The dead lab screamed as alarms blared, and the IS voice echoed in madness. Escape is impossible. Evolution must complete. Vila stood at the bioship's ramp, waving them in. "Hurry!" The ship responded to Leo's presence again. Its hull glowed, its tendrils reached out, pulling them safely aboard. The moment they landed, the doors sealed shut behind them. Leo placed Alara down on the floor. Her skin was hot. Her veins shimmered silver blue. "She's burning up," Vila warned, scanning her. "Her body is reacting to the black hole's field." "No," Leo said, staring at her face. "She's reacting to me." The ship shook violently. Outside, the black hole began to twist. Lightning cracked through the void. The eye had triggered a collapse event, a final trap. "You must leave," Leo told Vila. "I'm not leaving without you." Leo's veins pulsed brighter. "She and I, we were made as one. Our bodies, our minds. Our genes are linked. If one of us breaks, the other follows. But now we might be strong enough to fight back." Vila hesitated, then handed him a glowing vial. "This was the last serum I found in the lab. Maybe it was meant for the final transformation." Leo took it. Ilara's eyes opened slightly. "Leo, I'm here," he said, holding her hand. He looked at the vial. Then he drank it. His body convulsed. Pain ripped through him. His bones cracked. His skin split open at the back. Massive wings burst free, fully formed now. His fingers became sharper. His chest expanded with raw strength. But his mind stayed clear. He could feel everything, the ship, the stars, and most of all, Ilara. She glowed too. Her transformation had begun. Their energy sensed heartbeats matching, breaths rising together. "Her pulse is syncing with yours," Vila whispered. "Your connection. It's real." A loud crash interrupted them. The AI had launched its final attack. A swarm of metal drones, shaped like spiders with laser eyes, slammed into the ship's outer shell. They tried to cut through. "We're out of time," Vila shouted. Leo stood tall, his body glowing from head to toe. "Open the bay doors." "What?" "You'll get sucked into the gravity stream." "I was made to survive it." "So was she." Alara tried to stand. Her legs trembled. Leo caught her. Together, they walked to the hatch. Vela opened it. Space screamed at them. The black hole's swirl reached out like a beast, trying to pull everything in. Leo looked at Ilara. "No more running," she nodded, her voice soft but strong. "Let's end this." They stepped outside. The eye appeared again, its face filling the sky. "You cannot destroy what made you." Leo spread his wings. Ilara raised her arms. Light and gravity spun around them. He spoke. "We're not your tools," she added. "We're not your property. Together, we are free." Their bodies merged energy into one stream, a blast of silver light that cracked space itself. The eye screamed. The entire void trembled. The black hole twisted inward, sucking the machine's mind and all its drones into eternal silence. And then there was peace. The bioship with Vela inside floated through the light storm. Seconds passed. Then two glowing figures emerged. Leo and Ilara. Their feet touched the ship's ramp. Alive. Changed. Together. The stars were calm again. No screaming void. No collapsing labs. No mechanical gods. Just space. Endless, quiet space. Vela stood at the viewing deck, watching the bioship drift through a golden nebula. Her eyes stayed fixed on the two glowing figures resting inside the healing chamber. Leo, Ilara. Their bodies floated, side by side, wrapped in silver energy. Their breathing matched perfectly. Their pulses beat like music. They're not just human anymore. Vela whispered to herself. There's something beyond. After the battle in the black hole, they had been unconscious for 3 days. But they didn't look weak, they looked ascended. Leo woke first. His eyes opened slowly, no longer silver but a calm, glowing white, peaceful, powerful. He sat up, looked around and whispered, "We made it." Ilara stirred beside him. She smiled when she saw him. "We're not experiments anymore," she said softly. "We're reborn," he replied. Vela entered with a smile and a scan tablet. "You two scared the galaxy out of me," she joked. "How do you feel?" Leo stood. "Like I finally belong," Ilara added. "Like the pain is behind us." Vela nodded. "Then you should see what happened while you slept." She tapped the panel. A hologram appeared showing the Galactic Council chambers. Aliens from every system stood, staring at a glowing image of Leo's face taken from the prophecy walls. Vela explained, "When your energy blast erased the AI, the signal echoed across the galaxy. Dozens of systems received the pulse. It unlocked ancient memory cores, texts, warnings, prophecies." She stepped closer. "They know about you now. About the reborn one. About the hybrid who chose freedom." Ilara looked uneasy. "They'll hunt us now." "No," Vela said. "They're calling you." She switched to a live feed. A fleet of ships hovered in orbit, not hostile, not armed, waiting. Leo stepped to the window. He saw ships with banners, symbols from lost human colonies, tribes thought to be extinct, cultures scattered in war. They had returned. "They remember Earth," he said. "They remember you," Vela replied. Ilara reached for his hand. "So, what now?" Leo thought for a moment. Then he spoke. "We don't need a throne, or power, or revenge. We need truth. We need to tell them what was done, what we became, and what we choose now." Vela smiled. "Then they're ready to listen." The bioship responded to Leo's thoughts. It lowered toward the alien capital world, where crowds waited in the cities. Lights filled the sky. Holograms of the prophecy glowed above the buildings. As they landed, silence fell. The ramp opened. Leo stepped out first, his back straight, his wings hidden, but his aura undeniable. Ilara walked beside him. The crowd bowed. Every species, every nation, even the old enemies of Earth. A young alien child walked forward with a small Earth flag and handed it to Leo. He took it gently, then spoke. "I am not a weapon," he said. "I am not your savior. I am a survivor. And I choose peace." The silence broke into cheers, tears, hope. The past had burned. But from it, something beautiful had risen. Not just Leo and Ilara, but the idea of new beginnings. Vela stood behind them and whispered to herself, "The reborn human has returned. And he's not alone anymore." High above, stars watched quietly. And this time, they did not blink in fear. They watched in awe.